What's going on, friends? Doing a little late night stream tonight just because. No real reason other than, well, I'm working on the game. Figured I'd turn on the camera and started doing some of the home base stuff that I've been talking about lately and trying to, I don't know, do some work on that. I know I was recently saying that I probably won't be doing much development, and that lasted about 3 days before I jumped right back into it. No, mostly just still doing all that design stuff that I've been talking about, but I also just feel like it's funny, I was saying I wanted to focus on the game design and not so much of the development lately, but it's like I I almost immediately started missing doing the development, right? And I just kind of felt like I can probably have a better balance with it. And so we're going to be working on some of the story stuff. So one of the things I wanted to do is start getting this guy hooked up in dialogue. His name is Arap, and I feel like I had his portrait in here somewhere, but I just can't find it. I'm gonna bring it back in, and we're gonna hook it up. You know, I think I had his portrait in before, but only it wasn't animated. I hadn't got it back yet from my animator. Which all right, let's see. We have got it somewhere here. I just need to find it. There it is. Okay. So we're gonna go over here to where our portraits are. Dialogue, portraits. We're gonna create a new folder. Actually, this is kind of tricky because of the Unity bug, which if you create a folder, so actually we're going to open up this in Explorer, and we're going to do it this way. In here we're going to do a new folder and call it Arap, and we have a data, prefab, and source folder after that. We're just going to make the source one right now. All right, perfect. And actually let me open a couple of these up just so I remember how we do this. PSD, spine, then Unity. All right. So PSD is where the source is, and I'm going to drag that in from where I have it. And then spine is where we're gonna have all of the spine stuff. We don't need the, oh wait, actually, maybe we do need that. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna delete that. And then we can open this up and take a look at this now.
All right, hey, Bing Bong.
Oops, that's not me. I'll lurk my friend on Twitch real quick. I'll lurk my friend on Twitch. Lurk myself. Alright. Okay, so here is our character portrait. Let's take a look at what that idol looks like. Actually don't know if I like this animation really. Specifically the bone on the eyes. Like the way it quickly opens and then like kind of more slowly closes. Bone 5 and 6. Okay, so I bet I can actually change this. I move this down to here and then this one down to here. There we go. That one's more. That one's better. Okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what other animations we have. We don't have any other animations, so I will need to figure out how to get some more emotions, you know, expressive animations going. But let's take a look at Unity. We're gonna go into, yeah, we're gonna export into Unity. I don't think we need to change any of these other things. It looks like it's already right. So I'm just going to export as is. And let's see what we have. So I think I have a config somewhere that, yeah, where? Look in my prefabs here to hoarder portrait. That doesn't look right. I think it's this here. PC portrait. We want to hook up this new portrait so we can use it. Is it this one? No, I don't think it's this one. Either way, we do need to go in here into these textures. We need to make sure that we have sRGB enabled and alpha is transparent enabled. and accept that. The only thing there's a fourth one here that I didn't get. The only thing I'm wondering is what is the size of these images, because there's 4 of them. Okay, 4036. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the size of all of them. Yeah, they're in like the 4000s. So we're gonna make sure that we have our max size set to 4096. That'll make it as clear as it can be. All right. Okay. Where do we configure this? There's got to be somewhere where we have the dialogue manager. Here we go. So it's in here. Dialogue panel. Somewhere around here is a game object with a config file that knows about these portraits somewhere. Huh. I wonder if I can go to here, the skeleton data. I wonder if I can find usages. Find references in project. See what that does. Belly. All right. It's not doing a good job. I feel like it has to be in here somewhere, but dialogue panel, it's not in the letterbox. I thought I had a... Oh, wait a second. Do I just have... I'm trying to figure out who instantiates these portraits. And I think what I have to do is just start the game and try it out. See where it comes from. But to do that, I need to go back to the dialogue that I have set up for this guy. I need to make it so that he uses a portrait that I already had configured. So that will be easy. We'll set him to the cycle. All right. Let's play. So I'm working on this homeworld here. I've been calling it Bloodhaven. And it's going to be the home base where we're going to do a lot of cool things here over time. Wow, something does... Oh, it's because Unity's still searching. There we go, now it's fixed. Alright, so we open this up and... Letterbox panel, dialogue panel. So deep in here, there it is. Okay. So the question is who knew to put this, to instantiate this here? Oh, you know what it is? It's probably on the manager, dialogue manager, which I have somewhere. Oh, maybe it's just this one at the top here. No? Man, I'm really at a loss here. Oh, we could take a look at what's pops up when we search. Wow. What is going on? Let's see. You know what it is? I bet. All right, we're gonna have to portrait. I can spell dialogue portrait controller. Oh, there it is. Hold up. Where is this thing that apparently exists? Content panel. Dialogue portrait container. Okay. So here's the thing that potentially instantiates. Maybe. Get portrait. Active portraits. Okay, who fills active portraits? Let's get to the bottom of this. All right, here we go. Portrait. Here we go. Okay, portrait manager. Oh, we're getting closer. Portrait man. Oh, wow. And there it is. We have ourselves a portrait manager with config files. Why? Oh, okay. There's the config file there. Okay. So we need to copy this here, this data folder, and we need to create our own there. So we're going to paste that into the Arab folder. Then we're going to change this here to say Arab. And Arab there. We can drag in now our oh, we need a prefab. It's another thing we need to paste in, so we'll just take the whole thing as is, rename this, boop, air portrait, and here's where we will drag in. There it is, beautiful. Initial skin will just set to default, and yeah, I think it's looking good. All right. So now we can go back to the data file, drag that prefab in, and it looks like we're dealing with, yeah, it says idle animation, skin is available skin. I mean, I don't remember who uses this and what the standards are, so I'm just gonna leave it alone for now and just hope. I don't know. I'm gonna take the portrait manager. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna nest it under. Should I nest it under dialogue manager? I actually don't know why I don't just have the portrait manager on the dialogue manager in the first place, but I'm also kind of hesitant to do that just because I don't know what kind of consequences it'll have. So I guess for now I'll just leave it as it is, but this is kind of clunky how I do it, so I don't know if I'm probably gonna redo it at some point. So, but anyways, now we can go through here and then reassign to Arab. All right. Ugh. So what we want to see here is when we talk to him, it's going to be his portrait rather than the cycle. Oh. So here's where I actually need to center his portrait. You can see it's a little cut off. And let's see. How are we gonna do that? There's like a way to do it. Like there's like a tricky way I have to do it, and I don't really remember how I did it. Because I don't think it's not as simple as, oh, you know what? No, I actually need to do it in spine. I forgot about this. I basically need to go into the editor. Take the root bone and move it like that. So now, all right, I think that's good. So let's export this now. Try again. Let's give it another shot. Nice. So he doesn't have the idle animation, and I wonder if that's, well, it's not for lack of having the call out for it. Skin not found. Okay, standard skin is not found. So I think maybe, oh, you know what? I think the standard skin is how I was coloring them. Is that something that... So I'm just gonna actually create a skin, call it standard. Have them look exactly the same. Try it again. There we go. Now, the other thing I've noticed is he's pretty small. And I have to decide if I want to keep it that way or not. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's just the natural size of the art. Yeah, it's just kind of the natural size of the art, and I actually don't think there's anything. Well, I don't know, because he has a big head in the game. So I feel like maybe he should still have a big head. It's also a very wide head, which might be the reason that it's doing it, because normally the head is a little taller, so like there might be more scaling happening on him as a result of it. And hey, Zelda. She's like clawing at my chair. Zoe's over here taking her seat. So let's play around a little bit with this though. I just want to see what it might look like if I increase the size of it a bit. See, that's the thing. He really can't get too much bigger without it being an issue with the speech bubble. And I think, and the other thing is a lot of the heads are more vertically long rather than horizontally long, and that's probably another reason for it. I would need like more of like a square area because I think I have like more of a rectangular area that scales the heads in. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine for now. What I really want to get to is spawning out of the blood pillar here. Because that's how we're going to get in and out of the home base and go on runs and everything. So we need to figure out how we can have it so you start off in the middle of this and then you move and then it hatches you. I think that would make a good scene there. All right, so let's take a look at the prop, the blood pillar. So this guy here. Yeah. And there is something on here, spawner here, that instructs it to Zelda's sick of waiting. Oh, Zelda. She's trying to get right onto my desk. It's okay, Zelda. She's like, it's my attention time. It's stream time. It's time for my attention. Why aren't I getting attention? Because Zoe's hogging up the seat. I need to get two beds here going. And I won't have room to walk in and out of my room. Hey, Zoe. I love you too. Yeah, they're both goofballs. All right. So the big issue here is that I have a script already that's called Respawn Orb Controller, and it does have a animation where when you move left or right on the input, it plays a left or right animation to like shake the object, like, you know, you're in it about to hatch. Problem is I actually don't use the animation on this guy. I actually use physics on this object, which is, I don't know, just kind of like a fun thing I did one day just to see what it would look like. Oh, what if I didn't keyframe this animation? What if I just actually added weights and physics to the bones of the spine object? Because that is one of the advantages of using spine, is you can add physics to the bones and you can have it so it's more dynamic. So I tried that out and I thought it looked good. You know what I mean? Like it's not perfect. It's not like amazing or that much better than just creating an animation, but I thought it was Thought it was fine. Doesn't seem like there's much rotation with them, which is interesting. It's more like movement. And I wonder why that is. Wonder if I am disallowing no, I am allowing rotation. In fact, I'm disallowing movement, which is strange. It doesn't seem like what's... I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, what if I did allow movement? Where is the... Here. What does it look like now? Pretty much the same. Okay. Anyways, that's what it's gonna look like as we're like moving around in it. The problem is though, is that these are spine animations and we don't want spine animations. Instead, we're gonna create feedbacks. All right. They're going to be serialized fields, feedback, MFF feedback. I think that's a, yeah, push left feedback. And then here we're going to have a push right feedback. So here we're... Okay, so what we actually want to do is we want to, so right now we're just playing the animation, which is not what we want to do. We actually want to compare the string and make sure it's not empty. Right. And then we also want to do something similar with push left feedback. It's not null. It already knows. Push left feedback dot play. I feel like this isn't the right feedback. Feedbacks is what we want. Yeah, there it is. And then this shouldn't complain anymore, right? Play. feedback. Oh no, feedbacks inherits from feedback. This is good. I hate how they do this. MMF player is what we want, which inherits from feedbacks. Okay. MMF player. And then play feedbacks. Here we go. Push right feedback. Okay, cool. So now we have a way for us to trigger these physics-based animations. And for this, we're going to create a new game object with a couple game objects under it for those feedbacks. So we're going to call the first one push right, push right, push right. The next one's going to be push left. And we're going to add that MMF player to it, to both of them. And then we're going to add a event, Unity event. Yes, yes. And we're going to drag in the lower bone. And then on here, we're going to do the push simulation and we're going to say push right. So if we copy this over, then we can easily assign the other one, which is push left. And now that we have the feedbacks, now what we have to do is just drag them into their associated field spots. So I think we're good now. So let's give this a try. Figure out my camera here where the cats are. My mic's covering the cats up. Okay. All right, it did not. Oh, that's right. We need to get rid of the text here. There it is. Okay, cool. So as I move back and forth, it's hitting it. I actually don't know if I like the physics-based animations, but it works for now though, you know? Okay. Cool. That's what we're looking for. Next we get into the camera stuff. And the custom stuff for starting the scene. So I'm gonna get a drink real quick. We've lost both cats. Okay, let's get back to it. So now we want to get into some custom events. So we're gonna create a game object to hold this stuff. So we're gonna call it scripted events and create a new scene start feedback. Okay. And so the first thing that we'll want to do is we're going to set the player input to not to disabled. So our identifier here will be scene start. And before I forget, we want to go back into that blood pillar there and clear out the animations. We did that now. So we go to our zone script and we got to tell it, we just got to drag in this new feedback here. And so that should automatically play as the scene begins. Zelda's on the floor playing with her toys. Okay, so now, oh, interesting. Oh, because we undid the input, now we can't. Oh, why is that? I think it, okay, so it's not that we disable our input, it's that we need to disable our movement and our attacks and anything that we can do. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So let's go back to our feedback here, because that did work. We had no input, so it's more though just permit character ability. There it is. And we're going to lock our movement. That's what we want. And we're going to use that same token we used before, which is called scene start, and use player character. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to duplicate this, do another one with attacks. And then we're going to we're going to duplicate it a few times. I'm going to make it so we cannot shield. There should be a better way of doing this, but for right now, this is how I'm doing it. Siphon. Okay, so we have all 5 things disabled, and we're no longer disabling input. So what we should get now is our character going to be behind the pillar here, and we'll be able to move the pillar back and forth, but we won't be able to move our character or do anything, so we won't even see him behind there. There it is. We can definitely add a sound effect in there too. And that's the benefit of having a feedback. So let's go back in there. We'll add audio source. Oh, and we have we have this sound effect already on there. Great. So that all that means is we have to drag it in, and that's it. I have to duplicate it for the other one here. I guess I can't copy from one to the other. All right. Make sure we set these to sound effect. I feel like the music is drowning it out. Yep. And our character is there. He's just behind the thing. I probably will do something about that to make it a little better. You know, I don't know if that's... I might like hide him, you know, 1,000 units away or something like that, just so there's no like weirdness that might happen. So, or I'll leave him right there. I guess it really doesn't matter now that I think about it. So we want to say don't set up a gameplay camera. We're going to use our own camera right now. And we're going to... Actually, we might want to actually look at another one of these scenes to see how I've done it in the past, because when I was making all these scenes, I was in such a hurry because of my demo, because of my event that I had, that I didn't really set a great standard list of steps to follow. So I gotta kind of look to see what X is hard to read due to alias. Oh yeah. Let me take care of that. Also, welcome Ember. What's going on? Let me bump up the resolution a bit. Yo, Cody, what's going on, man? Thank you. 27. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Yo, what's up? What's up? Trying to bump up my resolution here so y'all can see it. But yeah, we're working on home base stuff, so trying to get how'd the stream go, man? Did you get any other good stuff in? Almost everyone is asleep, but we're here. Yeah. Yeah, bringing the lurkers and the sleepers. That's fine by me. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, though. And yeah, we're trying to get some custom behavior in for some new scenes. And yeah, just grinding away. Another day grinding away. And here's Zelda, also doing her grind in her pursuit for pets. Never gives up, ever. Not once. Never. Yeah. Yep. Oop, yeah, she got my shirt. Yeah, I've got the Zelda cam now, so you can always see her. All right. So this zone here I'm making is going to be the hub, basically the hub for the game. It's going to be your home zone, and there's going to be a bunch of different like utility type things there where I would like there to be kind of like a, I don't know, like similar to, I guess, the Cult of the Lamb, but I want there to be more activities to help do different things with resources and whatnot. So it's also going to be the place that you spawn in and out from different runs. So having it start so that you spawn in like this pillar thing here, and when you're in here, this is where you can configure your character for whatever, for, you know, with the different limb swapping. So I have a whole bunch of UI stuff that I have to do, and so you can either configure your character or you can like burst out of this thing. So that's what I'm doing now, is basically you have this here where you're in the egg, and you can like hit it a few times and you burst out. And then you know, I have this other guy where you can talk to, and he's kind of like one of the main NPCs that you meet when you start the game. And so I'm really just working on basically one of the first scenes of the campaign here, and one of the most most common scenes you'll be spending your time in, and doing all the stuff like, I don't know, resource management and spending it on upgrades. And I have like a lot of cool stuff in mind for resources in this game. Oops, I just ruined that when I just smacked it. But basically we have this guy here that we'll be able to like talk to, and he'll have more to say soon enough. Yeah, and this zone is starting out very, very small at the beginning of the game, and so I'll have different versions of it as you start to build it up and have those different like utility stations where you can do different things outside of gameplay and combat that'll help you continue to progress the game. Also, Zelda, I know, I'm here. I'm petting you all day. Still petting you. little goober never gives up. She's on that grind. Hustling for those scratchies. Yeah, pretty much. I had some like, so like the whole concept of the game is, you know, you have the different limbs. So it's like, you know, this is, you know, here's the werewolf arms, but you can change it, and now you have like the lasers, and you know, you can change out different limbs. And so the main resource of the game is blood, and the blood of different types of enemies, and the limbs of different types of enemies. So I was thinking there'd like be a really cool to have really cool side optional ways to get those resources like outside of combat. Like for instance, I was thinking it would be cool to have eventually like an arena that you unlock where you bet resources on two characters that fight it out, and you don't actually fight, you just watch them fight, and like just kind of like a silly stupid way to just do other activities in the game other than just the straight combat. And then I have like, I don't know, like maybe like a stock growth kind of thing where you like invest it in one thing or you convert it into another type. And I don't know, like it's one of those things where I haven't really planned it out too much, but I want there to be some sort of idle way to continue getting progress in the game. Just as a change of pace, right? And make this whole zone very customizable as you get deeper in the game. I don't know, you know, just as a way to spend some time outside of gameplay. Sounds intricate. Well, I gave up a long time ago on on sticking to to a certain kind of scope. I've been at this game for 4 years, and I just keep adding more and more and more to it. But I'm basically just making the game that I want to make, right? And that's like something that I've always kind of foresaw in the game that I wanted to play. So, you know, I think Cult of the Lamb did it really well. Just using that as an example of a game that's pretty close to mine. Scope Creep and you are best friends at this point. Yeah, no, really. And it's not even really scope creep. It's just like that is the stuff I've always wanted to do with it. But I do a lot of scope creep as well, though. But at the same time, I mean, I'm definitely deep into like a very, very large project here that I've been working on. Actually, Scope is afraid of him at this point. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I'll spend my whole life on this. Don't test me here. I'll spend my life on this. I'll make sure the game never comes out. Yeah, actually, I've been working on the demo a little bit too, because I have another convention coming up. Roadmap is 2 times a lifetime. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, no, this isn't the zone I want. What am I doing? Look at this goober. Look at her. She just won't stop. She knows the camera's on her, and she's just showing off how cute she is. But I was saying is I have another convention coming up soon, so I've been trying to polish my con demo. Zelda, you know that hurts when you use your claws to pet me. Yeah, no, it's getting there. No, trust me, I still have a lot to go. I mean, I do. And the conventions are fun. I just got into another one as well. So I have 2 more this year. And I am looking forward to it. It definitely makes the game development way more fun, way more rewarding. You know, I've been working on this game for 4 years, and you know, after a certain point, it's like, while I do enjoy doing it, why am I spending my life doing it, you know? And so getting involved with the real world with it makes it a little bit more like, okay, well, I am doing something with my life here. You know what I mean? I was thinking about the Steam wishlist issue they had. I think creating some kind of newsletter system separate from Steam might be worth a try. Increase chance to release announced. Saw Steam wish list guide and was thinking about it. Yeah, it's hard to get the wish list, but hey, that's another the conventions are another way that I was really able to start to get more wish lists. You know, I think, I mean, not a ton, but like when I went to I was in Anime New York City last month, and I got like 200 wish lists off of that. Oh my god, Zelda, please. Please. I just want to see the article about Steam failing to notify wishlist users of recent games. No, I actually didn't know what you meant about that with the issue. That's unfortunate. But I'm sure they'll have it fixed by the time I have the game out. It's still gonna be a while for me. Zelda, you are very, very entitled tonight. Very, very entitled. But yeah, I've been trying to work on that demo that I had last month, and trying to get a little bit better with I've been making improvements to the sound effects, trying to really get into the whole rhythm stuff. So adding more rhythmic sound effects that can come together to make more of a dynamic soundscape with the music. So I'm starting to do that, and I've already added some better sound effects than I had before. No, I appreciate it. Hey Cody, thank you very much for stopping by, and thank you so much for the raid, dude. You're the best. I appreciate it. And I'll see you in one of your streams again sometime. Zelda, you goofball. So it's very subtle, but I added movement sounds to this guy here. It's very, very subtle, but honestly, like it's enough to like help with the atmosphere, you know? And then I added the loot beams to the actually, you know what, last time I think I missed one of your requests for the pets. So yeah, I will give her some pets for you. But yeah. Oh wow, I already died in my own game. But yeah, I changed the sound of the laser. It's a little just a little better for a little easier on the ears. Actually, I think of those audio a little too loud. See you, Cody. Oh, and I added a little pop sound for the loot body parts that drop, and those also like go to the rhythm of the game. So you might be able to hear that it's like as you're sucking up the loot, it actually creates like some sort of dynamic rhythm. If you just heard that. So really trying to get that whole like beat type stuff to come through. Hey Zelda. I gotta give you the pets from Cody. Yeah, other things I've been working on are the colors of the enemies and really making them pop, especially during gameplay. Probably before the next con, which is in less than 2 weeks now, I'll probably do something about these pathways, like tone them down a little bit. Because I think that's one of the more distracting things during gameplay. It looks really pretty when you first go into the scene, but once you enter gameplay, it's like too bright. I feel like this sound effect is still like, I have to be very particular about the sound effects that I make for this game, because the waveform needs to be very particular to like work with the on beat stuff. I feel like there's like, because what you basically need the climax of the sound to be as close to the beat, so like to start of the sound effect as possible, so that it sounds like it's on beat, but then still have it be a little long enough so that that the sound effect has its identity. And then the sound effect I had before was like, it was perfectly in beat, like it was perfectly crafted to sound in beat, like, you know, really hit the second the sound effect begins. And just have I like the personality of the sound be more in the, like the trail off of it. And then this one, like the waveform is a little different, so it doesn't like groove with the rhythm as much as the other one does, but it still kind of does. Interesting. What if you played with the tone instead of the beat? Kind of like cat playing piano means. So the tone, it's funny, I've done a little bit of that as well. While the tone is important, on the shorter sound effects it doesn't matter as much, or it doesn't come through as much. But I still do ensure that, you know, the pitch of all the notes are, you know, in key with the music, and you know, like the tone is much better than it was before. The sound effect I had before was pretty harsh. On pickup requires users to pick it up at the right time for it to work. Pickup requires users to pick it up at the right time for it to work. Not sure what you mean by that, but you don't, a lot of the rhythm stuff in the game just happens dynamically. It's not like any kind of input driven type stuff. It's just more meant to create something that just sounds and feels good naturally. So like when I'm picking up those body parts, you know, they don't need to be picked up on time. It's more just that their sound effects are synced with the closest beat interval. Oh, I added sound effects to the footsteps too. Yeah, I definitely think I need to tweak this sound effect a little bit more before I ship it with this next version of my demo, and before my next convention. And I added a sound effect for when it hits the wall too. And that's like kind of like a cool little like secondary kind of rhythm beat. Just trying to get more depth out of the sound effects. Okay, back to the laser. Laser has more DPS. There we go. But yeah, not a whole lot of changes, but just enough to kind of oh, that's interesting. There's a loop piece that's floating in the air there. I wonder what it's on. Let's take a look at that. Where does these guys are? Let's see. Let's get deep in there. Where is that guy? There he is. One of the gore pieces. Come on, click on him. Where is he? There it is. Okay. So what are you on? God, there's so much stuff. Oh, is that just how I have? Yeah, what? Oh. Oh, that's the, oh, we're not, oh, we're maybe, are we not, we're not, okay, we're not turning off the, that's so strange because, oh, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to say it. It's like if the user don't pick up items at the right interval, the beat thing will be less clear. Well, the thing about the picking up the items is it's kind of hard to like time picking up, especially since they have like the gravity to them. But I do have a mechanic in the game as it is that if you don't pick it up within a certain period of time, the chunks will actually suck back into where they died and they'll respawn. Now, in this very particular case right here, after this boss fight, it doesn't do that just because, you know, you beat the boss and everything's dead. So everything's just sitting there. But in all of the combat sequences before, if you don't pick up those chunks within like I think like 10 seconds, then they'll suck back into where the blood stain of where the enemy died, and they will respawn again. So now you have to like kill them again. So it kind of adds this map management aspect to gameplay. Dodo, you silly girl. You silly girl. She's such a goofball. But yeah, let's see. I think oh wait, that it's on health. Nope. Where is it on? Where's that? Oh, it's their blood siphon. Oh, this is weird. Why is there? Yeah, I have a collider on here that's not a trigger. And I'm trying to figure out why that's... very strange. If I... Yeah, okay. Interesting. So if I was to look for all the blood siphons... and I was to suddenly make them triggers. Yep, and it drops. Interesting. Now, I'm gonna make them, I'm gonna put them back again, and now I'm gonna... Now, is it because this is on the blood siphon layer and it's not... Oh yeah, I guess that's... Chunks are on the blood siphon. Yeah, I think this is just a physics thing. A physics setting thing. I'm glad I saw this though, because that doesn't look great. Not physics 2D, physics 3D. Blood siphon, okay. There it is. We're on no post-processing. Gore chunk, okay. And then blood. Blood siphon. Okay. So I think the funny thing is they don't even need to have their blood siphons on. I think. Well, I also had this thing where when they respawn, they would automatically suck up their blood that they left behind. So I guess we'd want it for that, but might actually just go in and turn off their blood siphons for now. Because it's interesting. Okay, but the other thing is why isn't it just a trigger? Okay, that's the real problem. It's the fact that it's not a trigger, and I don't even think that's the way it's supposed to be. Let's look at how. Let's check out how it's normally. Oh, it's normally not a trigger. What the? Is there a reason for that? Something happened. Yo, Ember, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Ember _ after dark just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Oh, I hit my goal too. 110. Again, thank you very much. I usually stream every a few times a week. So feel free to stop in and say hi anytime. Always happy to chat with people, especially people who like game dev, video games, and all that kind of stuff. I'm usually doing game dev, but I also do some let's play type stuff. Probably gonna do a playthrough of Silent Hill F soon. But yeah, welcome to the channel. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the follow. Okay, so I think one of the things I want to do is trying to understand why I have that set to not be a trigger. I'm just gonna start this up again and then I'm gonna make it a trigger and see if it behaves the same. Okay, let's see. I got my footsteps now. Very subtle. But they're there. Okay, so what we want to do is go find this dude in the tree. And, where is he? Managers. There he is. Okay, so somewhere in here is an ability for something. Handles, blood siphon. There it is. Okay, and we're gonna make this a trigger. Yeah, that's interesting about that Steam bug you're talking about. I haven't heard about that, but yeah, that's definitely like, that can really seriously hurt a game's launch. Yeah, I forget even what the metric is for like conversion. I think conversion's only like somewhere between like 20 and 40% of wish lists. So, but if you're not getting the notification, then it's even worse, right? Oh yeah, it's not working. I can already tell just the way I walk over things. Whoa, 150,000 wish lists, sold 500 copies the first week. What game was that? That's awful. That's rough. But also, like, who's getting 150,000 wish lists? That's even crazier to me. That's got to be like a massive game, right? Or yeah, okay, so I guess it does need to be it can't be a trigger, or I'm just using the wrong functions, because there is, I know that there's no, because this is like a particle system thing, so I'm using the consumption. Nope, that's not it. The something planet Centauri. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of them. Looks like a rad game though. Oh, this is, wait, is this the right game? This game says it came out in 2016. Also, or is this, oh, is it like it's been, oh, has it just been like it's been in early access for that long or something maybe? Because yeah, a lot of the reviews are recent. Interesting. It's okay, very Terraria. So much so I kind of want to play it. You might have just got them another wish list. Yeah, all right. I might even buy it. I don't know. Full release December 24. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, I'm like, Terraria is one of my favorite games of all time. Top 5 all time. Absolutely. So this is my jam. Curious how deep it goes. Oh my god, what is this? Game of life. Interesting. What are people saying? Oh, found out about this game after reading about how Steam launch experienced extremely rare bug causing it to not notify. Yeah. And that, you know what, that also, I mean, if they've been in some sort of early access or just waiting, you know, like in development for 10 years, 150,000 the 150,000 wish list make a lot more sense now. Oh, interesting. Game of Life is a chaos engine. I use it for procedural generation. That's interesting. Yeah, I've wanted to, like, I've been like thinking about like trying to do some procedural generation stuff in my game. I do already have like a biome system, so it's like I can change the biome at any time to be something else. So it swaps all of the assets for something else, for you know, different kinds. This isn't a very good example because this is like one of my scripted scenes, so it doesn't have it doesn't do that as easily. There's some hard-coded stuff, but I've been thinking about like level generation, but I'm afraid it's just gonna look like a jumbled mess. Like I'm not gonna be able to like tweak it well enough so that it's like coherent, well-designed levels. But I know that I'm gonna need to like make a ton of levels though for this game, for like the campaign, which I'm just starting now. It's been a long time working on basically the engine of this game and how it works, like the combat and everything. But when it actually comes to like all of the zones that I have, it's gonna be kind of crazy to like go through and hand make them all. But yeah, this is what I mean about the biome. So we can just, oh, it's a different biome. Oh, it's another biome. I like this one a lot. But yeah, I don't know, like something where like it could put down like these props and everything in like a more coherent manner. But you have to like look into how other games do it. I'm just not super familiar with it, to be honest. I really gotta fix that sound effect. That one peaks out bad. Game of Life is a solid starting point. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you. All right, all right. Zelda! Have you not been pet enough? Have you not been pet enough? Ooh. Okay, okay, what was I doing? I was doing something a while ago. Oh. Zelda, you fuzzy meat log. Okay, so I want to have like some sort of hatching thing to happen here where you enter the scene, you can configure your character, and I found this, it kind of explains it. Oh, cool. As like a graphic. Yeah, interesting. 2D okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll read through this later. It'll probably take some time for me to process it. Chance for a given cell to be filled during initialization. Okay. Birth threshold. Is this survival threshold? Okay, so these are different like categories. The rules you're talking about. Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I might look into something like this. The thing is with like my zones though, it's like I want there to be some not like even game like level design aside, there's like little puzzle things I want to add into zones too. Like not every zone is going to be about combat. You know, I want to kind of do I want to do a Legend of Zelda type thing where you know, it's a combat puzzle type game. So I don't know, I'm mostly just finding the identity as I go, but lately I have been putting a little bit more thought in writing down the design finally. For a long time I was just making the game I wanted to make. And but what I think at my last convention and making the demo that I made for it was starting to get to a point where it was like, oh, what next? What comes after now? And it's like, oh, I need to treat this stuff like it's I've been in the sandbox by myself for too long, and now I need to make this game real. You think of each of those pixels as a position in your world on your place of pixel. So I mean, my world's already set up for that. So each one of these units is something that an asset can take up. And I make it so that you never can put a prop in more than one prop in one unit. And then my props have a size to them. So this one is a 3x1. And I mean, this is not a great zone to give an example since it's empty right now, but basically everything you saw when I was playing the demo or my playtest, like combat playtest, was everything was in one unit, and that is how it would work. It's definitely structured in that grid based way where I don't need to even think about it as pixels, as positions. I already have the concept of world units in my game with strict rules of only one thing can occupy that one world unit. Yeah, so just another just additional rules on top of the cellular automate game of life. Yeah, I mean, it might be something that I honestly, it, even if I don't put procedural generation into the game dynamically, like in gameplay and exploration, I think that there's still something to be gained from using it as starting points to creating levels. So if I was able to get it so I could just press a button and that, oh nice, then now the level is 80% made, and making levels faster. Exactly. So that would probably be what I would use it for. So yeah, I actually appreciate you turning me on to this. Is there do you know if there's like Unity, probably Unity assets that like help do this for you too? And yeah, I wonder. And the other nice thing is all of my grounds are tile maps, and they all use rule tiles. So it really is like I've set my levels up for this already. Zelda, you gotta chill out. How much pets do you need? I've been petting you all day long, every day for 10 years. Zelda. He's a goofball. I could write it in a day and explain it to you in one weekend if you want. Yeah, no, you don't have to do anything. I appreciate that though. But yeah, no, yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, and I mean, this document that you sent really isn't that long. So, yeah, I probably should just get a good, you just read through it and try and figure it out myself. Because yeah, I mean, even when it comes to assets, a lot of times I end up spending most of my time altering them for my needs anyways. But I think it's interesting, for sure, because like what generates the, and I know I probably just need to read this, but like I'm wondering like what generates like the pathways, you know, like where you have, because that's the thing, like it's, well, this like could work for some things. I still like, it would still yeah, I don't know. I would have much smaller ones too than the, like the units that were on here, but it probably doesn't, I mean, that doesn't make a difference obviously, but my zones aren't super large, and you can make it avoid edges. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I have a the way I've done my tile maps is they're all it's basically comes down to these two tiles here. Like this is the ground one and it matches the biome, and then I have and then, oh no, these ones here, yeah, these three here are my rule tiles, which create the ground for the biome. So if I was to pop open my tile maps here, so this is the ground path one, so I can draw this out and go like this and just do whatever, and then on my tile map engine, which I coded, it's like completely tailored to my game, I hit randomize, boop, and now we have this this pathway, and then I can go to the grass and you know, I just draw that in, and then I'll go, I have a second grass layer, I can draw that in. It's all rule tiles, so it's truly like only 3 different tiles I use for the patterns of the ground. and then I just hit randomize, and there it is. This is actually, it's the white stuff is fog, which I haven't configured for this biome yet. So let me just put in another not that one, this one. Yeah. This is a good one. And then in my tile map engine actually is aware of tiles that can be swapped and everything. So as I hit randomize, it actually truly randomizes the tiles to be some sort of equivalent tile that still fits everything. So it wouldn't be that hard. Like I would need two different systems here. I would need one to handle this tile map here, and then another one to be aware of what was made for the tile map, and then be like, okay, we put trees and flowers down on the grass, and we put rocks and debris on the ground, and yeah, you could have a great use case for filling with you have a great use case for filling with Game of Life. Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I'm glad you turned me on to this a little bit, just something I can think about, because I do think there will come a point where having something like that will at least help me with creating levels, and even just, it's just hard, like a level, whole level takes a little while to like plan out, because just to have something to look at, visually look at as a starting point, and be like, okay, I could like change this and make something usable out of it, right? Or you can just hit regenerate, and yeah, but right now all the random generation of my levels are like everything's structurally the same. It just randomizes out different props. And even my props have different, even my, like these props will have like different kind of stuff that like goes on them. So basically everything in the scene will shuffle when I hit the randomize button. And actually a lot of the zones in my game are the same zone, and I have config files that know where everything needs to be rearranged. So all props are pooled. Oh, Zelda, giving me the crunchy meows. The idea for the algorithm is iteration. Iteration is lifestyle. Each iteration, a cell lives or dies based on rules engine. So with specific rules, you can force certain expected behaviors. Yeah, no, I can definitely see how that would work. It kind of reminds me a little bit too of the A-star algorithm stuff I had to do for pathfinding, which I did that a long time ago, but it was, like this grid-based rule system of, how my characters are able to move around on the map and not run into a tree, and know how to walk around them. And there's some, I don't know. I mean, it works pretty good. It's kind of like overkill too, right? Because my zones are so small, but like, it'll allow me to do more creative things in the future. Like, maybe like a zone that's more of a maze or something like that, It just starts by populating some percent cells alive and the rest are dead. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, it would be good as a starting point. I think I always avoided it because I just thought it wasn't something I could reliably use for in-game content, or like use during runtime, right? But I know it would be helpful just for level design and getting me a head start on what a level may or may not look like. Zelda, you're getting frisky. Very entitled. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, that's cool. I appreciate you showing me that. So actually I do need to I'm just gonna delete these stuff anyways, but I should Should set the color on that fog because it looks awful right now. Resources, color palette. See that color. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Everything in my game is grayscale and it's all dynamically colored. There we go. That looks better. Though I am starting to shift away from that just so we can have textures that have a more have a better variety of hues within them. Because right now, if I want different colors on my objects, it has to be another art layer because everything's grayscale, and then I have to specifically color that layer programmatically. Okay, so let me erase all of that stuff now. We'll get back to things. And that I only need to erase the rule tile sections and not the layers. So that's the thing. I actually have layers to these rules, like where I have the grass, and I put the rule tiles down. Then there's detail layers where that square of grass that spawned in might have a flower on another tile map that spawns right on top of it. So I already do a little bit of that kind of stuff anyways. But it would be better to have a sort of a system to do it with the props as well. Okay. So we have our base here, and I want to have a custom camera that we start with. And oh, my other cat is in the other room meowing very loudly. Meow, meow, meow. All right, if I go, all right, I need to go take a look at what I did in my other scene for my intro camera. If there's any special scripts that I had on those. So what do you normally work on, Ember? Are you on a project in particular right now, or are you just are you more of a hobbyist? Here we go, starting camera. Yeah, there's nothing too special there. Hi Zoe, come on in. I work on everything with a computer and screen. Nice. It can be fun. So not just video games, but just software in general. Hi Zoe, we got the other one. Hello. We've got both cats. And if I pet Zoe, Zelda is going to be pretty upset. Okay, but I'm going to do it because Zoe's a lot more polite than Zelda tonight. We got both big ones taking up space, taking up the whole camera. Zoe's sitting on Zelda. Zelda's gonna leave now. All right. So let's going back to our scripted events here. I'm gonna paste that camera in, nest it under here, and this is going to be. I'm actually gonna have it look. Tracking target is required. Okay, no problem. We have a tracking target. Boom. Okay. So position this. Why is it? is it off to the left like that? Oh, because that's the center of or that's the, okay, I know. So we're gonna wanna move it like there. Just 0.1. Actually, I might just make it that one. That way I don't have to guess. Seems like the scaling is different. All right, there we go. Basically, I make money building web-based solutions, full stack web dev, cloud infrastructure. Nice. I enjoy making games. Cool. Yeah, I'm a software engineer by day, so that's been my my means of surviving. But yeah, just software stuff, like more like embedded systems. But I never really got too much on the server side, web side stuff of software development. I've always been displays, you know, stuff that's on the screen. And I don't know. I like that stuff though too. You know, I like doing it. All right. So I would like to have it so this is the camera that gets also made an ARM-based Wayland compositor for a deploying Raspberry Pi at scale. Oh, nice. Fully managed as a AWS system manager. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's rad. Yeah, I've done some things with you know, Raspberry Pis and ARM development, but I do a lot of things. Made a player inventory and trophy system for online games. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, I've been I can't really get into like what I do for a day job just because it's like kind of like because I'm doing this on the side and I'm public with it and the whole game dev stuff, I have to like legally keep it separate from, they don't want like me saying their company name while doing my own stuff, right? But I've done like those embedded system stuff for 12 years now. So in terms of jobs, that's the only thing I know. And on the side, I've pretty much only just done video game development. I've been on like small little stints here or there where I get into like something a little more wacky, like 3D printing or, you know, stuff like that. But it's mostly always been, oh, actually I used to do phone apps like 10 years ago just for fun. And but I've really taken to game development as a fun activity, and now I'm like so deep into this project that it's like, well, I'm not giving up now. Like you know, this is what I want to do for a living, so I'm just kind of working this and my full-time job. I don't have any funding. I don't have any deals or anything. I'm just working a day job and funding this myself and spending all of my free time working on it. Just why it's taken me 4 years. Yeah, I thought about writing some firmware for a custom keyboard at some point. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've done firmware. I usually stay away from that stuff, but I have dabbled a little bit here or there. But yeah, that's the that could be fun though. Yeah, are you into building like custom keyboards? Like in general? I'm a little bit of a nerd about it, but not like some people can get. I know like people get like really crazy about their keyboards. I usually like make, I'll make mine, and so I have like, this is my my drop alt that I basically pieced together, right? Like I got the chassis and the switches I wanted and the keys and everything, but I know some people get really crazy with it. No, but my keyboard is driving me insane, so I might be soon. Yeah, honestly, I definitely recommend looking into it, especially trying out different switches. Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let me look that up. This is 3. Oh, yeah. When it said split, I had a feeling, and yeah. I don't. I've never dabbled in a split keyboard before, but I imagine you'd still, you can still do some very custom things with that. And yeah, honestly, like if you're not familiar with keyboard switches, I don't know where you live, but for me, like one of the things I did in the beginning was I just went to Best Buy or any store that has just a ton of keyboards out, and just be able to like, look at the packaging and see what kind of switches are on it and then get a feel for it. There's other companies that let you like buy a variety pack and you get one switch to feel it. But I would definitely, if you haven't already, that is, figure out what kind of switches you really like, because those can really make a whole giant difference with typing. And like for me, I like the clicky tactile ones for typing, but when I'm gaming, I like the smooth ones that, they like, this is my gaming keyboard. So there's no click to it. It's just, completely linear, no anything. And I like that for gaming just cause it just feels better. Also, you get to make it look cool. Okay, so I'm going to uncheck the automatic gameplay camera setting here, and then I'm going to add a feedback here that lets me set to this camera instead. So camera, set camera. We're going to set it to this guy here. Transition time is going to be none. It's going to be an interaction camera. We want to make sure that the priority is 0 to start out with. We're not going to attach to anything. We're not going to promote a gameplay. It's temporary. Okay, cool. Let's start this and see if it sets the right camera. Yeah, I'll probably just end up ordering a few different kinds, so I could always swap and test over a longer period. Yeah, yeah, that's not a bad idea too. If you got the time to just rebuild it if you'd like. But yeah, it's a lot of good. Oh yeah, that worked. There it goes. There's a lot out there for keyboards, and really narrowing in on precisely what feels best. Okay, cool. All right. This is a spine object, but I made it physics based. How do I get? Oh, it's like. I like it when it really starts rocking like that, but I have to like time it right. There we go. That's good. But like when I do it, like it gets like kind of snappy.
I might end up getting rid of the physics and just making it a spine animation.
This is what I'm thinking about going to. Ooh. Interesting. Now, is there a reason that you like the, what is it about the split keyboard that you like most? Is it just more ergonomic? I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah, and so like you definitely lose out on a bunch of keys with this, but I've never been one for wanting a very large keyboard either. Oh, so this like pretty much comes with everything? Ergonomics, yeah. Just like there's on a smartphone keyboard. Okay. Yeah, one of the things I got a little while ago that I actually really ended up liking was those Carpio things, where it's just like a wrist rest that I put my wrist on, and I just move my mouse with that. And it's one of those things that I thought was like maybe just kind of dumb, or like, solving a problem that's not there. But now that I'm using one, I like, it's weird thinking about me going back to just having my palm on the table. Like, it feels so weird. Like, how do I move around? It doesn't glide. Oops. Yeah, I mean, this is cool, and if this is, I'm trying to look at what it comes with. Does it give keycaps here, or is that the only thing missing? Is the keycaps? Or no, you don't get switches either. Split is the same way. When I go back, I can do it, but it just feels awkward. Also, pain comes back immediately. Yeah, I've never really had much pain, but I do have I don't have carpal tunnel, I have radial tunnel, which the doctors can't tell me how I get, but I've always assumed it wasn't from typing and using the mouse. At first I thought it was because of copy and paste, just like what you have to do with these fingers, like just constantly going like this, and that is like an awkward motion. Like lifting your fingers up is like a very awkward motion for like your forearm. Like there's like the muscle or whatever that goes all the way through there. And so like with my carpal tunnel or my radial tunnel, there was like a time where if I was to put like pressure down on my fingers and I would try to lift up on it, it'd be like a terrible pain right here. And I thought it was, then I thought, well, maybe that was like copy and paste or something, but then I started to get it in this hand. So I don't even know what it is. It could be from like exercise or lifting weights, or I do rowing too. Arthritis is probably what it is, but I've not went to a doctor for it. Yeah, oof. Yeah, that's I don't know. Yeah, for you. No, I get you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling the arthritis yet. I'm getting older, but no arthritis for me yet. Not looking forward to it. Turn that off. Yeah, okay, so I think this works for now. Next I want to make it so that it blows up after a certain number of hits, and then it allows you to move from there. Yeah, that'll be good. Don't worry, we'll just bank on Elon's chip in the brain. No muscles required. I can't tell you how many times that I've been grinding on this game and I've just been tired though. And I'm just like, why can't I just lay in bed and just like relax and be comfortable and just do it all in my head and like just have some sort of neural link that lets me do everything. I could just be in my own little hive and yeah, someday maybe. But also I'm scared to like I'm scared for any of those neural chip things. It's like too easy for them to it's like that Black Mirror episode with the he starts like playing ads in your head. Like that, I think that's like the thing that worries me the most. It's not like being manipulated through direct injection. It's hearing product ads. It's okay if I'm being manipulated and I don't know about it. The problem is being manipulated and I know I'm being manipulated. Okay, let's see. Push threshold. What is push threshold? I don't remember why I made something called push threshold. Push count, push threshold. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, that's the okay. So this is where we want to create feedback. So we're gonna create a new feedback here. We're gonna call it pop. Yeah, I wish I could say if you pay for the product you won't get ads, but Samsung crossed that line with their fridge. Yeah, I've been hearing about those fridge. I was almost gonna get one of those a few years ago and I just didn't end up getting anything because I was like, well, I already have a fridge, so I don't really need to. But I heard about those ads. I mean, for me it was Hulu who crossed that line, because it was when they came out with the Fallout show, because they have the two tiers. They have the ad tier and then they have the paid tier, and I've been on the paid tier for years because like I don't want ads. Like I hate ads so much. And I remember they came out. Oh no, wait, this wasn't Hulu. Was it Hulu or was it Amazon Prime? I don't remember who it was. Either way, it's whoever. Yeah, who did this Fallout show? Now I want to know. Okay, no, it was on Prime. Well, either way, yeah, I mean they've all done it by now. The Versatility was releasing a TV for free, but I'll have the build. Oh, yep, I remember that. But yeah, so it was like it basically was like, like I'm paying for a subscription, even okay if it's Prime, either way, right? I'm still paying for it. I paid for a subscription for Prime, right? So they're not supposed to be ads. And then I went to watch the Fallout show and they played an ad before it, but it was like the way that they said it was so patronizing. It was, I forget how it was phrased, but it was like, it says, enjoy this ad-free experience thanks to the following, and then they played an ad. And I'm like, wait, that's no, that's not how it works. And I think what it was like the whole concept of it was you don't get any ads through the whole episode because you have to watch like 5 minutes of ads up front. But the way they phrased it was just like so stupid. Like, oh, you're welcome for this ad-free experience thanks to Samsung. and then I have to watch 2 minutes of Samsung commercials and then some other things too. Yeah, one ad up front to pay for the rest. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just hate it. I'm not a fan of ads. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna copy this script. I'm gonna paste it here. So this is the script where we basically locked all of the player abilities. So now, oh wait, I am hitting the wrong thing. Oop. Okay. And we're not doing the camera thing. Actually, we do want to do the camera thing. This is when we pop the camera off of the stack, the camera stack. So it goes back to the gameplay camera. And there's one other thing we want to do, and that is destroy the orb. It's going to be done with a Unity event. And I think that I just need to find where the health script is. There, and then there should be kill. Okay, let's see if this works. I would be thrilled if this just worked. Meanwhile, I'm going to eat a Rice Krispie treat. We have both the cats chilling on the bed tower. Okay. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't drag the feedback in. Oopsies. So I drag this into there. Okay. Now it will work. Zelda's looking directly at my Rice Krispie treat. Nice, there it is. Cool. I might. Oh, it's still doing the physics things as I move. It's still hitting the tree. Interesting. Okay, so we'll have to disable it. I also want to do something a little different with the camera too, I think. With the main camera. Have it more like come out, or like change angles a little bit. Also a little bit more blend time, I think, too. So let's do that again. Popping the camera. Oh, there was no blend time on it. Okay. Let's put, I don't know. I'll put 1 second on it. I'll put 2 seconds on it, and then I'll go down if I need to. The next thing I wanted to do was disable this script. The one that handles the hitting. Now I want to have the starting camera be a little lower. I want to change the angle on it to be a little lower, like 20 degrees. Then even bring it in just a tad bit. There we go, just like that. Let's see where that goes. All right. Cool. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that doesn't work. You actually see the too low of an angle. All right, now we know. You actually see the edge of the zone. But we hit a couple times. Okay, 2 seconds was a little too long. Now we know. I'm just gonna do the 1 second. And for that camera, let's solo that again. Let's say it's 25. And then I think that I can even make the camera. I can set the stats of the next camera. Set current camera distance. There we go. Wonder how that affects the blending. What's the difference that we start out as? Oh, you know what? That's another thing I really need to do in the demo. I'm thinking about having just a little the thing about having the camera just pop up a little bit more and look down rather than yeah, I don't know. I think the higher perspective suits the gameplay a little better. Gameplay, here we go. We're at a camera distance of 15. Okay, I'm gonna try setting it to like 17. You know what? I'll set it to 18. Again, we can go down if we need to. Oh, Unity takes so long. Okay. Just curious, thoughts on AI, code, assets, etc. I think it exists and people are going to use it, and it's such a force multiplier. It kind of creates a division in game dev. Yeah. I think that AI. Yeah, I think it's going to happen no matter what, right? Like there's no question about whether or not to use it in the long run. It will be used because it's one of those things where even as us game devs, indie game devs, right? If we say, oh, you know, we don't want to do that, well, all the big game companies are going to do that, right? So it's like it's going to exist in gaming either way. And then even if the country like outlaws it, other countries are gonna use, you know what I mean? Like there's no like stopping it unless like the entire world agrees not to use AI, and that's not gonna happen. The same way the entire world has not agreed to not use child labor. You know, it's just like, I mean, that's just the unfortunate reality of it, right? So from my personal stance on my project, I use it for certain things, usually like grunt work, coding kind of stuff. You know, I've definitely used ChatGPT to figure out issues that I'm hitting, or one of the things that is really useful to me is creating inspector scripts for Unity. So a lot of times, you know, like before AI, I was just not making custom inspectors for my Unity project because it was just not really worth, or I would, but they would just be very, very primitive, right? And you know, you'd get assets from the asset stores that have these like beautiful
inspectors and UIs that you can work with your tools with. And for me, that was like just something that it's not even something I wasn't able to do. It's just something that wasn't worth my time. And so for me, that's like a great place where AI really filled the gap for me, where it's like, oh, I can now do all these cool, useful things that I wasn't doing before. And not only will it not take me a few days to make it the way I want it, it'll take me, a half hour. And now it's suddenly worth it, right? So stuff like that is fine. I haven't used AI for any creative aspects, and that is, I guess, just like some sort of I don't know. It's just not something I've gone into, and I do just I want my game to be authentic in that sense. And if it was 20 years from now and everyone's using AI, then sure, right? But like right now, it's like we're still in the realm of human creativity, and so I want to continue making human creativity until it's just not it's not doable anymore. I don't know. I mean, there's always going to be human creativity involved in it, right? But yeah, it's weird. Game jams are so against it. I can definitely see that. Yeah, most people competing in them are there to learn, and the jam says using it in any capacity is against the rules, or at least 4 out of 5 most popular ones next month. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's challenging, right? Because it's the same. It's like it's the whole concept of you're not going to go around the world with a calculator in your pocket. Well, yeah, we are. So yeah, it's one of those things where people want an education, right? And some people want to get right to the, well, how do I just shortcut my way to doing the things I want to do? And then there's also the, how do I comprehend and understand truly what I want to do and then go do it? And I don't know, like I feel like if I was in college and AI was around, I think me as like a dumb 18-year-old, I probably would have just cheated through all of my assignments, and I probably wouldn't have ended up with an education. I don't know. It's one of those things where it is what you make it, right? So when it comes down to game jams, it's really like, what do you want out of it, right? And I can see how game jam, like allowing AI into game jams kind of changes what it is, right? Because game jams are normally at its heart just a group of game dev hobbyists who want to make something. And if you allow AI in it, I can see how, like, and I'm not even talking about the moral thing of it. I'm not even talking about like, oh, like, should we be using it or not? I can see just as an event, right? Just as an event where passionate people come together to make games, not wanting to allow AI into it, because then it changes the dynamic, and now it's not about what it's been about. Now it's about crafting the right prompts, and that's not necessarily even to say that like you'd have to do it if AI was introduced into those things, but I can see how it would change the energy. It would change, who's going to attend them. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not really sure how I feel about it in that sense, but I feel like when it comes to any kind of event, you know what I mean, it really is just up to the people running it. So, the 1 out of 5 who are allowing AI, that's up to them pretty much. It does create an easy path, but the path eventually hit a roadblock anyways, because it is not that good yet. Yeah, I feel like I would be frustrated if I went to a game jam and I couldn't use like ChatGPT as like a reference, because it's not only like I said, I don't really use, like, I'm not going to ask ChatGPT for art for my game. I'm not going to ask it for sounds or music for my game. But what I will do is I use it as a supplement for Google. When I want to know how to do something in Unity, it's the best tool I have to teach me how to do it. And it's also the best thing that's going, yeah, it's not only the best tool that's going to provide me with what I want, but it's also the best tool that's going to explain to me how to do what I want. And the thing is I've been doing software for, I don't know, 15 years or more, or something like that. Oh yeah, like, oh man, I'm so old, 20 years. I've been doing software for over 20 years, to be honest. And, you know, AI is not even perfect with software right now, but it's really, really good, right? And so I'm actually very thankful that I have such a understanding, comprehension of coding and good coding practices, and that I've been a software engineer for the past 12 years, that I can look at what ChatGPT gives me back for a script that I just don't want to spend the time making, right? Like, I know I can make it. Like, I know what the script needs to be. I don't want to spend 2 hours writing it. I want to spend 2 minutes writing the prompt and then 30 seconds copying, pasting it in. You know what I mean? So it's like, and then a lot of times what they give back is, you know, having that knowledge, you can look at it and I'll be like, oh, I see what you did there. And that's not actually what I want. So it is kind of, I don't know how people, I mean, I'm sure there's ways, but it feels still very weird to me that people are using AI to do things that they're not familiar with, they're not skilled in. Like, I don't know, the concept of not being a coder and using ChatGPT to code for you is like very weird for me, because I feel like so many times I get code back from ChatGPT that I'm just like, no, this isn't it. And I either take it from there, like it, you know, it adds a good, you know, starting point, or I'm just like, no, do it this other way. Like, this isn't the most efficient way, or this isn't what I want. I think you should not be reliant on it. Like, I don't need AI to write code, but it sure does allow me to write things faster. Absolutely. There's just certain, I'm at a point in this project where it's like, if I didn't have AI, it would take me a lot longer, because just coding takes time, and I can do it, but am I going to spend my entire life to do it? No, I don't want to. I've only been writing software for 7-ish, but computer networking, basic computer skills for 20-ish. Yeah. AI needs a spec to go off of. It sucks at starting from scratch, but it can find a pattern and replicate faster. Yeah. I mean, it's really good now. The one thing that I wish it was able to do, like, I wish, well, honestly, I know this is out there, right? I just haven't cared that much to like really pursue it or look into it, but I would love it if I had like my own local AI that knew everything about my game. I could feed my wiki. I'm creating like a design wiki about my game. I can feed that into it. I could feed all of my code into it, and it would remember anything that I ever talked to it about. And it's as powerful as ChatGPT 5 now, where it's just constantly aware of my project. And so if I just say, go do this, it knows how to do it. And I don't have to give it that context of explaining every task, because that's really where the time goes now if I choose to use AI, because there are certain tasks where I'm just like, no, I'm going to do this myself, because explaining it to AI is going to be more of a hassle than just doing it, right? So in that sense, it's not there yet, but there is some crazy things I have it do sometimes where I'm like, it just did for me in an hour or two what it would have taken me like over a week to do. And there's so many things that I've done in this game that that saved time adds up over time to a crazy amount of time. I build AIs professionally, I guess I should say, although I hate that product. Oh, ChatGPT, you mean? You can do what you want described for really cheap. Yeah, I mean, I just I know there's a lot of different tools and there's a lot of different models and everything out there. I don't know. I just, to me, it's when I need something done, it's like I just open the browser, I type something, and then I copy and paste out. No, I don't build models. I build a product on top of models. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hello, Zelda. And yeah, I know that well, that's the thing. It's like I also don't like it. It's hard for me to keep up with it. It's so what you were describing is use case for RAG. Okay. Zelda, you know, your claws really hurt you now. RAG. Okay. Now the reason that I have, I know that the architecture for what I want exists, but what I've just been holding off because, you know, I've been using AI from 3.5 to 4 to 5, you know, ChatGPT the whole way. And 3.5 was I didn't, well, actually, I barely used it in 3.5 because it was so frustrating. I could, you know, yeah, it wasn't even worth it. It would put me into a rage, if anything, and it would just, I would waste more time than anything. 4 is when it started being like, okay, I can use this, but there was like a limit to what I could do for it, right? And then 5 now is like, I feel like its limit is normally way higher than I ever need it to be, but at the same time, it doesn't have the context. Zelda, you gotta chill out. Retrieval argument generator. You create a knowledge base, doc source code, and create vector embeddings. Search that data. Then the vector embeddings return 2 to 3 documents. Roll into your question, and feed those 2 to 3 along your question to given model. Okay, yeah. This has gotten to push button solutions. Yeah, I actually, yeah, and that does make sense to me because recently I was starting to dabble into AI just as a like curiosity and not related to my game. Zelda, you really gotta stop. You gotta stop. And because I tried, so I have an RTX card, and I tried chat with RTX years ago when it first came out, like maybe 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year, I don't even remember, but I feel it was like the very first version of chat with RTX that came out, and that allowed me to add my own input and create the models or whatever. You know, like I was able to feed it context that it would always be aware of, but it was like the model that it was like, it was just dumb. And so it didn't matter if I gave it all of my code, it wasn't smart enough to give me good code back. And that was the problem. And so what I need is a way to feed my code to something that has the power of ChatGPT 5 or something along that. And so I just haven't really done much research into that, but I did dabble in some of the RTX stuff that came out last week or a couple of weeks ago, and but it's all image generation stuff, right? And I don't really, or in image and video generation, and I had some fun with it just to like try it out, and so I have a little better of understanding of it now that I've like played with that, because it was all these like modules that you piece together, and it was in this visual way, and it made it a lot easier. So I can see what you mean about like, oh, because it would be like this one module who takes in these documents and then it feeds it into this other one. It was the same kind of concept with image generation, where it's like, okay, this module looks at image and then it feeds it into this other thing as the first frame for a video, and then you have this other module that sets the parameters, the dimensions, and all that of the video, and then there was another thing afterwards that, like, you know, like I got to see like kind of how the different parts of AI work together, and how you can kind of hot swap those things to do different things, you know, as for a result. Like I said earlier, if it has a computer screen, I've thought about doing something with it at least. Yeah. Too much context is bad. Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing, right? I need something that where I can give it as much context as possible, and it understands and comprehends it, and it's as smart as whatever the most smart AI is right now. Like, that would be extremely useful to me. And I feel like we're really close to it. Like, I feel like any time in the next couple of years, I'm gonna see something, and it's gonna be like, just download this, and you know, and that's the other part of it is, I want it to be easy. I don't want it to be something I have to figure out, because the thing is like, I can figure it out, but I just don't, like, all of my time goes into this game. It's and it, like, there's just so much that goes into it, and now I'm doing conventions and stuff, and it's just like, I just don't bother with it. What I mean is, you don't want to provide everything. Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing up to this point, where it's like, when it comes to generating a script, I usually provide the scripts that I know are relevant to what I need. I just wish that, I guess what I'm getting at is, I wish the AI could figure out what's in context and then pull what it needs for that context itself. And I mean, that is what you were describing a little while ago. When context gets big, the output can be less predictable. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and that's RAG. Yeah, exactly. So it would be cool if something like that was integrated into an IDE. And, you know, Writer, I know, has its AI, and I also know that UI has an AI now too, which I haven't tried yet. Like, I upgraded Unity versions just to try this out, and I don't know, I don't even know what I would do. Yeah, like, I feel like anything I ask this to do right now, it's not going to be smart enough to know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to begin, because it comes back to I have to describe to it what it has to do. Like, I'm sure that if I asked it to, like, okay, yeah, here, blood pillar large. Can you put another blood pillar large in this scene? Put it next to the other one. See what happens. I've never used this before, so this is the easiest task I could possibly think of it doing. Copying, pasting, and moving. Locate the... Okay, so it found the prefab. Drag and drop the prefab into the scene. Set the position. Okay. Wait. I thought it would just do it. This is like brand new, like very, very recently became a thing. And it's giving me instructions, but I could have swore. What does this mean? Sprite prompt, generate sprite. I don't even know what this is doing. Last Unity project was 2017, 2018. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're not even. Yeah, it's all Unity 6 now, and with 6.2, which was released very recently, I believe, is doing this. Thing is I could have swore that. Can you just do it for me? Cursor seems does something similar to RAG with agents, but it doesn't seem there yet. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that just don't seem there yet, but I don't know. Like for me, like what you were describing with layers, yeah. I could have like I thought the whole thing was that it does it. I mean, it's cool. Like, see, that's the thing. Like, if I didn't know how to use Unity, this would be really cool. But this is completely useless to me. Hold on, let me start a new conversation. How do I add a new conversation to the dialogue system and have Arab use it on interaction? This is very specific. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like if AI is something that I think can help me in the moment to save time, yeah, I do it. And that generally is only with coding right now. And the truth is it's just not there for anything else. And so I don't know. I'm enjoying how I'm making the game in this way so far. If AI was able to do everything else, would I use it? I don't know, maybe. But right now it definitely can't. That's for sure. Locate Arab's game object. Okay, so it doesn't know that he's in the scene. Add a system trigger. Okay, that's right. Though he's in the scene and he has a system trigger already, so it doesn't know that. But it is correct. This is the right script you need to add. Configure the trigger on use. That's correct. Yes. Okay. I mean, there is something to this. Add dialogue interactable. Okay, that is one way to do it. That's not the way that my project does it, but I'd be very surprised. Okay, so it doesn't say, yeah, but how do I configure the conversation text? People are worried about copyright issue too, but it's like these tools are built by Microsoft, Amazon. Yeah, you really think someone's come in for your indie game? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, no one's coming for my stuff. I don't know. It's just, I mean, that whole argument doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's just because the whole like AI cannot create something in isolation. Well, neither can a human. You know, like everything in human history is a progression of something that people before us did, and everything that we've looked at, and you know, it's just like, yeah, I couldn't make this game in isolation either. If I grew up in the middle of the woods and then you pulled me out of there as a wolf man at the age of 30, and you put me in the seat, I wouldn't be making this right now. If I didn't play games like, you know, The Binding of Isaac and Hades and games like that, I wouldn't be making this game right now. It's just not like an honest argument. Humans steal from each other all the time. It's influence, and like, I get it why it feels unfair, because in AI you can just startup and instantly, like, where I can't be pulled out of the woods as a wolf boy at the age of 30 and instantly know AI can, and it can do it in way faster than I can. So like, yeah, where do you draw the line? Yeah, I don't know. It really, I think it might come down to like, yeah, I don't really know. It's interesting for sure. I think it's going to help society though for a long time before it becomes maybe a potential problem in terms of like the workforce. Like, I don't think that the workforce is going to suffer overnight. I think it's going to be like a gradual thing. And I think that it's really unwise to avoid AI right now, because you will be the first ones to be affected. So, you know, the way I see it with my job as a software engineer, like my company already has its own AI. Like I said, I'm not going to say my company name, but my company name is a big company. If I said the name, you would know who they were. They already have their own AI, internal AI, where, you know, nothing is out on, everything is, it can handle, it can handle proprietary stuff is what I'm trying to get at. And it's all this self-contained AI stuff. And it's just like, oh, all right. Well, so I have access to it. And it just shows me that if I'm not using this to be better at my job, well, any new hire that comes in is going to be. And then, you know, in 10 years, maybe I will be one of the first to be affected by this. Whereas if I get really good at using this now, then I'm not going to be the one that gets replaced, right? Yeah, short-term good, long-term bad. You're going to get left behind. I actually feel like I'm in a great position for what I was saying earlier, where I have an appreciation for code that maybe the newer generation won't have. And actually, I felt this being in school myself, where when I first started my job, I just felt like there were so many engineers that, like, some of the engineers I was working with were so smart. And a lot of these guys were, you know, they've been working at this job since the 80s. Right. And so they knew a lot of those very early primitive languages. They know how to code. They know how to program assembly. You know, they know how the hardware works. Right. And that was something I felt like I never really, you know, and I took assembly in college. Like, I took those classes, right? But I took operating systems, right? But like, it's such a big difference between school and the real thing. And like I said, I was just a dumb 18 to 24-year-old when I was in school. I didn't really care about, I didn't even think I liked education back then. I was just trying to get a degree so I can get a good job, and like nothing meant anything to me. And it wasn't until I was older that I had an appreciation for education and learning new things, like on my own way. I think it's just school just always rubbed me the wrong way. Anyways, my whole point is, I remember being like, man, when I got to my job finally, like, because that's when I did start to have that appreciation for education. I was like, man, like how do I get that? Because it's like, that's something you get from, that's just something you get from experience. And now we're, you know what I mean? Like, now we have Java and we have C# at that time, right? We didn't really have like Python yet, but, or that maybe we did. I don't know. It wasn't like popular yet, but like, I feel like every new generation of coder and engineer is one more level extracted from this true core knowledge of what's really going on inside of a computer and how it all comes together to make what's on the screen. And yeah, I'm not a first generation of that, and I don't have first generation knowledge, but I have a good amount of knowledge from my generation. And I feel like that will continue to help me in my career, because, you know, we do get new engineers who just, they know how to program in Python, and C and C++ are just like, you know, they've never even used before. Yeah, maybe experience will always override the muddled hallucinations all over the internet 10 years from now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I'm really just talking about, I think, my lifetime, right? Like there's going to be a time, you know, what's a pointer? Yeah, exactly. That's a great example. People not knowing what pointers are. And to be completely honest, even me going through college, I remember not really needing to know what a pointer was. And I got, you know, I got like, yeah, it's just, it's funny. And now it's like, yeah, there's no need at all. Right. But, and then it really depends on what you get put on at your job too. So, like I said, you learn it as you go, and you learn what you need to learn to do your job. And I mean, really, that's all what it's for at the end of the day anyways, right? And that's just, you know, having the ability to learn and learn quickly and learn effectively. Certain languages in C++, you definitely need to learn pointers. Yeah, I've been working with C and C++ for my entire career of 12 years, my entire professional career. So like now I definitely know it, but I remember like even in college it was like this thing I knew existed and I knew what they were, but yeah, experience goes a long way. And I do wonder, you know, how the next generation of coders and engineers are going to be like, having grown up with AI. And I feel like it'll be very, very easy to take for granted some of the knowledge that, you know, you and I have. And it's not really about knowing why something needs to be done a certain way. It's just how to do it right. And yeah, it's just like there's just certain things that I don't, but yeah, over time AI will get good enough that maybe this isn't something that matters. I don't know. It's crazy. And once it gets there, right? Like, well, who needs engineers anyways? That at that point, that's when we're all replaced. And that's, I guess, what I'm getting at is there will come a point in the future where AI can replace all of this stuff. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime as a professional, maybe towards the end of it. But like, you know, I think we have, you know, 10, 20, 30 years before like we can truly just completely delete the programmer and engineer. It's going to be a little while, but it will happen. And to me, it's just like, well, I'm going to have the knowledge that I entered the workforce with and have gained these past 12 years. And I'm going to continue to grow my knowledge in AI and everything that comes next. And hopefully that gives me the leg up over the people who come. And, you know, from here on out, I don't know. But the thing is I know if I don't do that, then yeah, I will be the first one that can be deleted from my job. The other thing about AI is that people only have a problem with it when they know it exists. It's like CGI, right? Where it's like, you know, people are going to complain about it if they know it's there and it's doing a bad job. But once AI is seamless and you can't tell, one, like, how would you know to complain about it in the first place? But it's like, if it's getting the job done, then yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's really easy to rag on AI now because it makes really wonky stuff. And it's easy to be short-sighted with it and be like, oh, I can't even do that. It's never going to be anything. But like, some people don't understand the progression of technology that's to come. And maybe it will take some time. Maybe it'll happen in 2 years. Who knows, right? Maybe it'll be 50 years. I think the bottlenecks will always be people describing what they want in a declarative way. I can't. My eyes are terrible right now. Always misses the point. The point is the best way to
prompt AI code. Sometimes is provide them from example code. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely it'll definitely be a very interesting thing to see moving forward. I'm not like super worried about myself being a tech person, but I do have that. I mean, I do have that worry. I do have the worry that in 20 years, you know, what is my professional life gonna look like? I mean, to me, I would love to be doing this, right? Like, this is the goal for me. Like, I want out of all that, all the day job stuff. I want out of all of that, and I want to make fun things, and you know, I'm hoping to stand up my own studio, basically in like, just, you know, the dream, right? Like, I want to release a project or two and have it be good enough to keep me going, and I don't know, we'll see. I try not to think about it because I feel like it just freaks me out. So I don't know, I'm just doing the things I want to do, and makes sense, we all strive for that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm essentially trying to create my own product here, right? And like, it's one of those things where it's like high risk, high reward. So I'm already like kind of deep into it, where I'm spending all of my free time on this thing that, you know, will people buy it when it's out, and will it make yeah, like you said, make enough money to do the stuff and things. Yeah, and then not only the stuff and things, but the stuff and things for you know, a long time, to not have to worry about money. To me, that's like real freedom, right? Like the freedom to do what you want with your time. Like, I never really want to be rich. I just want to, like, I want to make enough money that I don't need a job ever again, and I can live. I'll live right here, doing exactly what I'm doing every day. I just don't want the day job. And yeah.
So you come crawling
Oh.
sack of shit. King Eve
Zelda
redeemed pet a cat.
You know what that means? That means you get some pets. She's like, let me have him. Pet that cat. Yeah, Zoe was here earlier too. They had them both up here. Zelda, thanks you for the pet a cat. I raised the channel points, but there's still no stopping the viewers from getting what they want, and that is cat love, pets, cat scratchies. Well, good luck and launch sometime in my lifetime. Oh, Ember, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm trying to worry about launching in my time, my lifetime. Dude, thanks for the cheer, man. You're the best. I really appreciate that. You know, I'm realistically, I'm trying to release in the next year or two. I will be trying to find a publisher within the next year. And I am, you know, hoping to get the funding and what I need to be able to do it full time and get some more talented people on it and finish it up, because I really love this game. It's my life's passion project, and it's just, yeah, I think it's coming together exactly how I want. I'm super proud of it. I love it. I love working on it. And I enjoy playing it myself, despite looking at it every day. So I think I'm onto something, at least something that I know I'll enjoy. And
And so I'm at the point where there's no going back. I've already spent 4 years of my life on this, and I'm not turning around. I'm not turning away now. So as long as we live a few more years, then I should be able to do that. But thank you very much. All right, Zelda. You got the pets and I got the cheers. Zelda's like, not enough pets though. Oh man. Who knows what tomorrow brings? Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I've been trying to get more involved with the communities and all of that too. And I think for me, that's been really, yeah, that's just been, it's been really motivating for me to actually get involved. I think you were around when I was talking about it before with Cody, that, you know, I started doing conventions and having people play my game. I did Anime New York City last month and had hundreds of people playing it. And it was like, it was just incredibly rewarding. And to me, it's like, okay, well, this is what it's about already. And just meeting people there and meeting other people in the industry. You know, I spent years working on this game in isolation, and yeah, it just gets kind of, it can like suck the soul out of you, even if it is something that you love doing. And but when you're able to like share your work with other people and watch them enjoy it, then it's like, okay, this is what it's been for. So I found that I need to keep doing that. And as you said, we never know what tomorrow brings. It's like, you know, the more I show off my game, the more I stream and talk to people that are cool. And yeah, you never know. You never know who you're gonna meet. You're never gonna know who's gonna play your game and like it. And watch them completely miss the next step. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Or get hard stuck. Hard stuck is comically frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like once a month I go through, I hit a problem in the game where I'm like, oh my God, this is it, guys. I'm gonna have to throw it away. It's all over. I'll never know how to fix this. It happens all the time. I just get frustrated with some issue, and then like I just give it a couple days, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna just do it that way. I'll figure it out some way. But I've been doing that for years now, and eventually, you know, I have something that's starting to resemble a game. Zelda. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm past the point of getting good development stuff done tonight. Oh, Zelda. Ah! I get that. I was talking about if you let someone test the game. Oh, I see what you're saying. Test the game and they get stuck because they don't understand a mechanic. Oh, absolutely. It was huge being able to see people test my game and getting that feedback from them. You don't want to answer, you don't want to give answers because someone's buying the game, won't have the developer to tell them the next move. Yeah, the thing is like I had really good reception at Anime New York City. I was part of this like mini convention within the convention that was all game developers, and yeah, I had great reception. I had hundreds of people try the game, and I was even in this like stamp rally, and there was like 9 games that were in it with me, and 600 like 550 people or something like that voted on what they thought the best game was, and my game got 50% of the votes, which was like crazy to me, out of like all 9 games. And so like I got really, really good reception, but at the same time, I was, people weren't telling me like, oh, I don't like it because of this way, or like everyone was very, very positive. But what I did get out of it was watching people, and people were just doing things the wrong way, or just like not getting something. And it was really just the watching that told me everything that I needed to know. Or even sometimes people would say like, oh, you should do it this way instead. But the thing is maybe I already tried the other way, right? Maybe whatever they want me to do won't work, or maybe I tried it and it didn't work, or maybe it's just a dumb idea, right? And so like the important thing is when you get feedback that's not, it's when you get verbal feedback from someone, like they tell you like it should be this way instead, it's actually more important to look at like, well, why am I getting the feedback? Like not really what the feedback is, because especially if people aren't game designers, they're just gamers. They like, there's the recommendations aren't always going to be the right thing, but what is important to look at is, well, why are they recommending the feedback in the first place? Like, what is their issue that's causing them to say it should be another way than it is now? Because at the end of the day, that is an issue. It doesn't matter if what what their feedback is right or wrong. It's the fact that the feedback exists, and now I, as the person making the game, need to figure out how to fix it, because they're the ones buying the game at the end of the day, and they're the ones that are going to have to enjoy it, and it's my responsibility to make sure of that. Becomes crystal clear things to fix. People tell satisfactory to add enemies and guns, for example. I got you. Yeah, it's just but yeah, that was like a ton of that was so useful to me. But the thing is it's a very limited resource. Satisfactory took the stance that that's not the game they are building. Telling Satisfactory to add enemy. Oh, right. And then I've played a lot of Satisfactory, so I know that game does have enemies and guns. Yeah, I mean, it's that there is a level of, yeah. And that's the thing too, cause you could, or are you saying like not going deeper into those mechanics, I guess? But either way, like, I was just saying that like this kind of feedback is a really limited resource, especially for someone like me, because I just have enemies are basically non-existent to the gameplay. Yeah, sure. But someone like me where, I don't really have, there's not a lot of people that know my game even exists, right? And all of my friends have already played it. So it's like, it's a very limited resource for me to have, for me to have people who've never played my game before and want to play it and want to give feedback. So like conventions are like massive for me. I have a few this year, but after I'm done with this batch coming up, probably going to take a year off just so I can actually make the game a lot better, and then save some time for me to next year to reach some new people wanted to be a part of the core gameplay loop. I get you. Yeah, and I can see why they probably don't want to like go deeper in it. Yeah, I don't know, like I feel like they would need to improve those systems in order for it to work as a game, as a core gameplay feature. Because those things in Satisfactory definitely feel like a very just tacked on. It's just there. It's definitely not the strongest point about the game in my opinion, but it is cool, and it does offer something to be working towards, because you know you can just, you know, you want that assault rifle, you know, you're working to get that assault rifle blueprint so you can go out and just light up the animals. Factorio, I actually haven't played Factorio yet. Well, the thing is I had to stop playing Satisfactory because it was so addictive to me. I put in an insane amount of hours of Satisfactory in like 2 weeks. Like it was probably like 80 hours in 2 weeks. I was basically playing it like a full-time job, where it was just all of my free time was that game. I was just like, I can't be doing this with my life. I have to stop. So I had to explicitly stop that game because it was just detrimental to me doing anything in life. Therefore I know about Factorio being kind of similar and also very, very fun game. I'm just scared to play it. I'm afraid I'll like it too much. I'm saving that one for retirement. Zelda, you gotta chill out. You got your pets. Yeah, same. I held the speedrun world record in Satisfactory a few months after release. Whoa, that is crazy. What is that even? Like what tier does that go to? Like what? Yeah, like that speedrun. Like how far did you have to get? Because that's crazy. I'll be right back. The meta is still the meta I created. Oh, that's cool. So when it started, it was just package launch. First launch, package launch. Oh, okay. Okay. That's still super cool though, because I can't imagine, because like I only started playing it within the last year. I can't remember when. But I mean, we could probably just figure it out. But like, so like what does it have, like 10 or 12? And I can't imagine trying to speed run that in March. I played it for the first time in March, and I only played it for like 2 weeks. Figured out taking the time to run to crash sites and picking up pick up items in the north is faster than handcrafting constructors ever from scratch. The exact starting line is still the exact line. Oh, that's so cool. It's same meta. That's rad. Yeah, it's no, it's a good game. I just yeah, I don't know. I someday I'm gonna retire and all I'm gonna do is play video games. I'm gonna do stuff just like that. I'm gonna be the one pioneering speed runs. Oh man. Oh my gosh. It is. I just realized it's after midnight. It's addictive, I agree. I still have not 100%ed it. I got real good at the first 25 minutes. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, obviously I'm not close. Let's see. Complete phase 3 of space elevator. But yeah, so I'm assuming that's not very impressive at all. I think what happened for me was like in the beginning there was like a lot of like I liked it when it was more contained, and so like the factories and the machines and everything were like a lot more simple, and I liked handling the math of I liked figuring out all the math of it, like the most optimized in and out. But then as I just got deeper and deeper, it wasn't about that anymore, because I felt like there was only certain things I needed, the golden numbers. Yeah, exactly. But I either stopped being about that so much, or I just completely lost the plot. And it could have been that I just lost the plot and I didn't because I felt like if I don't know, like I'm not gonna like break out a notebook and start writing this stuff down. Like that's where I kind of like draw the line of this, like, okay, like this is a problem now. Like I'm working now, basically. Factorio makes those numbers harder to get. It's less clear input output times. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know much about Factorio. But yeah, and I think the other thing is that I wanted to like make more compact and automated type systems, and what I was learning is some of the things I wanted to do you just couldn't do in the game, which was unfortunate. And I think that also rubbed me the wrong way of like one of the things for me was loot sort or not loot, but like resource sorting. And I wanted to make like one big thing that took everything and it organized everything. And I know you can do that, but like, did you play with blueprints? No, not really, because I only unlocked like the first size in blueprints, or maybe the second. I don't even remember. I don't know. It was pretty embarrassing. I'm sure whatever I was up to. I don't know. Let's take a look. I don't really know what I was doing when I ended, but I just knew that I like to get any further was gonna take like an amount of time that wasn't worth putting into it. Sorting and filters, I got some improvements. I don't fully remember. Yeah, for me it was like I think I saw that those things were available, but I don't know. I think I got to the perfect point in the game where it was like, all right, I got my fill. And that's that pretty much. Yeah, let's see. Nope, that's not the one I want to go to. Nope, that's not that. Wait, where's is it? Active milestone, select milestone. Okay, I'm tier 7 and 8. Does it go more than this? Was I actually towards the end? Does it stop at 9? Yeah. And so I started making this factory here. I liked getting the vehicles and all. That was like definitely fun. And oh, I think I have oh yeah, I have the jetpack now. So I started making this factory here, which I know like it's gonna look terrible. Don't worry, I know it's embarrassing. I never used any tutorials. I never used anything. And I wanted to do like this thing here where like I had all of the resources being pulled in. Oh, I'm farther along than you. I usually stop around trains. How did you not use blueprints? I don't know, man. Well, I feel like the blueprint platform is so small where I was just like, I don't know. But I I did make like I tried to make train, like I didn't make a train. I put that thing down and I stopped because I was just like, that was like another thing where it was just like, man, like trains would have been helpful so long ago, and like now I don't care that much. I have vehicles, and I made this giant this sky. This thing kind of ruined the game for me because I was just like, well, I can just make a road that goes across the map and I don't have to deal with anything. But yeah, I didn't use, oh god, I didn't look up any tutorials. I didn't do anything. But play the game and figure it all out for myself. And the funny thing is the other thing about it was I used to have so much, there used to be so much in here that was like filled to the brim and like perfect. Trains are better than vehicles. I know. I just didn't care to like put that much extra time in it. But I used to have this whole area completely packed precision to like what was needing to be made. And then it got to a point in the game where it was like, I didn't need any of that stuff anymore. And now I needed like this very particular type of stuff made that like the only reason I was making it was like to go to the next tier. And so like all of this stuff got ripped out. And now it's like just for the sake of wait, how do I, there's like a run there. Okay. Gee, I was like, why am I so slow? And now I just have this thing here that makes the things I need when I need them and everything. I don't know. It wasn't as there's only like so many iterations of tearing down the things that I spent a lot of time making, where before I was just like, all right, this is kind of a waste of my time. Did you play before Mercer Spheres and Sumer Slopes? God, I don't even know what those are, so maybe. Maybe. But I still have some of this stuff in place, but oh, they all existed. Yeah, I don't Mercer Spears and Sumer Slope. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. No, I have a ton of those. Yeah, I've been using those. That's right. Yeah, to like overclock the machines. Yeah, I have some of those for sure. But I wanted like some sort of system where everything like pours into this factory here and it sorts it and all. But like, I don't know. It was just becoming like not worth it. And I don't know. The oil stuff was cool too. I feel like I'm at the point now where I need to do nuclear or something, and I was like, I just did all my oil stuff though, and I'm sure there's maybe even uses for both, but yeah, I don't know. It is a very, very fun game. Someday I'm gonna play it again. Hand building all that with 0 trains is crazy. The thing is you have like I've built so much more, and I tore it down because so much of what I made ended up being like useless after a certain point, where I was like, oh, I don't need these things anymore, because it's just I don't know, like they're just making things that I just didn't need. So I broke them down for their resources, I think, and just I don't know, it was just I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun with it, and that's all that matters, right? But yeah, no, I definitely hand building all that blueprints can construct and deconstruct with a single click entire factories. See, I really should have figured all that out then. So I have like another area too somewhere. The thing is like I could have swore, like, how do I don't even remember how to play this game anymore. How do I How do I do anything? Oh, here we go. Okay, here, yeah. Let's just say 2. That's so small. Like it, like, and I think I just unlocked that one. So like when I unlock this one, I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this? It's so small. So like that's not a factory size. Do you get like much bigger ones later on? Oh, I don't even know where I am anymore. Think vertical. Oh. Yeah, true. I was never thinking vertical. I was thinking very horizontal when I built all this stuff. And yeah, no, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I was just having fun. I was just having fun with it all. And no, it's a great game. I feel like I have like a few bases around. Oh yeah, these power cables here. They go somewhere. The rifle is cool. I liked when I made the rifle. Oh, okay, yeah. Here's my power factory. Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense. I don't know. I was just doing it the way I wanted to do it and not really worrying about it. Just having fun and I had fun until it wasn't fun anymore. And but no, I mean even this would be like something that, well, that's the thing, because it's like even one of these things is like bigger than the blueprint area, I think. I don't know. It just, because like this is definitely something where I found a pattern to it, and I was just like, okay, I just make a bunch of these, but the blueprint wasn't good enough for each section that I had. And I don't know, I was just like, yeah, well, it's just I'll just do it by hand. So yeah, I have a lot of I had all of this, like, I mean, I'm sure there's better ways, but to me this whole system here felt very optimized, and I was getting all the golden numbers of everything. Every once in a while, I boot this game back up, and I'm just like, I don't remember what I was doing or what I have to do, or and then I just give up. You can blueprint the middle bit, the pipes and conveyors, then zoop it 10 times and drop and connect wire. Yeah, no, you know, for sure. I don't know. I was just chilling, relaxing, and having a good time. Oh, that's annoying. It's the only that's not the color as the others. And yeah, I don't know. I'll probably play the game again someday. It's definitely a game I wanted to beat. But I think I got to the, like, trains were very intimidating to me, because it was like they, like, I don't know, I was like, I think the thing is like, because I also wanted to make roads for vehicles, but the land is so, none of this land is flat, so like building roads was just like, I don't know, it's all intimidating. And so I feel the same way about the trains now, because it's like, how do I lay tracks down over this, like all these hills and mountains and everything? I don't even know where all this stuff goes. Yeah, I was busy for 2 weeks. I did all of this in 2 weeks. Spent like 80 hours on it. You built a video game. Trains are not that complex. This flow them. Yeah, I know. Well, that. You want it to look realistic, you could build pillars. Yeah. Well, I did this. I remember doing this, and this was super annoying. It leads somewhere eventually. And it was like, yeah, I just gotta pump all this way back to my base. And I'm not even sure if this is like the way I'm supposed to do it, or if I'm, because you're not supposed to do this. Well, that's the thing. I didn't know what, like, yeah, what am I supposed to do? Trains? Well, I don't think I had trains at this. When I did this, I didn't have trains yet. I don't believe. Well, like, because weren't trains like tier 7 or 6? I don't even remember. But, oh, there it is. My buggy. I feel like I had just unlocked trains. And I didn't really know. Oh my gosh, I can't even drive it on that thing. I like this guy though. But you said you haven't done trains either though, right? I like the exploration part of this game too, like finding the salvage around, like all the wreckage and everything. There it is. Oh, I guess this is like a small, I thought I had more over here. It's just a handful of extractors. Yeah, the crash sites. Yeah, the crash sites are cool. I really like exploration games. Did you find the secret place around here? Maybe, I don't know. Oh. Have I not seen a lot of the map? I thought I saw more of the map than this. Oh, are you talking about this when you say secret place? Are you talking about the purple stuff? Whatever it's called. I just remember there was like gems or some sort of like purple diamond resource. If that's what you're talking about, then yes. Oh. Ooh, then you gotta you need to find the secret place. Then just talking about the doggo cave. No, I don't know about the, I don't know, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, I do know what you're talking. Okay, yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, the caves are cool in this game. I do remember finding there's a bunch of. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the alien resource. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably, yeah. I was surprised you didn't know. Just because I'm not describing it right. Like I said, I played this game for two weeks and then discarded everything I learned. Yeah, alien resource. Yeah, that stuff was cool. I remember I was pretty deep in the game before I realized that stuff existed. So it was like a new thing to me at the time. But it's a very, very cool game. So interesting. Trains. So what, trains would just take the oil like packaged, so like the strategy would be like package the oil where you're pulling it out and then use trains to move it back to base, I guess. And that makes sense. But it's like this game, to me, the problem is the time that it takes to do things the right way isn't worth it, because you can brute force your way faster. I guess that's really what it came down to for me, because I was doing, I don't know, there was just like that's what my factory became. It became this, that's what I said, I used to have all these different factories set up very precisely, but then it was like, well, if I just brute force my way through, I don't even need to do this. Yeah, but the brute force fails at end game. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. But But that makes more sense, right? Like where I felt like, okay, end game, I'll do this stuff, but right now I really should just like be trying to just get it, just get to the end game as fast as I could, but I didn't even make it that far, right? Okay, trains are tier 6. And I feel like I just got to, yeah, I just beat tier 6. And like all this stuff here, I barely got into. Yeah, I didn't do anything with nuclear stuff yet because I don't have any of it unlocked. They're all like, I just got to being able to unlock them, but I have to like do all this stuff. And yeah, no, I mean, someday I'll get back to it all. It is a fun game. The funny thing is I think if I played it again, I would probably start over. We were about the same point in the game. Yeah. Well, I feel like it was a good stopping point for me too, because I don't know, just the charm of it started to wear off. Yeah, it's like, if I didn't have anything else to do in life, if I wasn't making a video game, then yeah, I probably would have spent 3 months on it and did everything, because it is a rad game. I really like the if you ever play a message me, I'll build the damn train. yeah, for sure. Actually, I mean, if you got Discord, I've got my, if you check out my link tree in my bio, if you hit me up on Discord, I'll definitely add you back. We can game something sometime, but yeah, that's the other thing. It is a multiplayer game, which is really cool. But I also just like the parkouring of running around like I am right now. But yep, I made a very big factory. Hey, Destroyer, thank you very much for the follow. You're probably wondering, you know, you probably saw the game dev, and the answer is no, I did not make Satisfactory. I am just on a very big tangent right now. I was game deving, and now I'm not. Oh man, very big tangent. Oh no, you're good. I mean, that's why I stream, right? It's fun to just chat with people and connect with people. And the truth is I game develop all day. And so like when I start streaming, I know I'm not getting a lot of game development done. I know that hey, I got something on Discord. I don't know if that was you or not, but what the heck? I'm such a, hey, was that you, Damien? Or the Ember? Okay, I see you there. Damien was someone else. And you know what? I'm gonna give playtester to both of y'all. So you can download the demo if you want to try it out. There you go. Yeah, I just saw, thank you. Thanks for that. And Damien, whoever you are right now, I saw you just joined a couple minutes ago too. Thank you very much. Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely game sometime. Oh man, I should probably go to bed eventually, but I'm also just like having a chill time on the stream.
Ember, did you come from Cody's raid, or did you just find me? I'm always curious how people find my stream. I have no idea. Hey, fair enough. Hi, Zelda. Hello, good kitty cat. She's been good. Okay, I think I need to go to bed. Ember, it's been awesome chatting with you. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for those bits. And Destroyer, thank you for that follow just now. I appreciate it. Cody, I know you're fast asleep, but thanks for the raid. And it was a good stream. Yeah, come on in again sometime. I stream a few times a week, and usually the vibe is exactly what it was tonight. So would love to have you all hang out again. I appreciate everyone who stopped by and chatted and lurked and all that. So all right, friends, have a good night.